Hello, After Buzzers. We've got a great episode for you tonight. You do not want to miss it, so stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I don't know if I want to dance or like go out and beat somebody up right now.
Punch people.
Hello, AfterBuzzers, and welcome. You are watching AfterBuzz TV, The Challenge, Season 28, Episode 9, Let Sleeping Dogs Wake. I'm your host, Paulina Aguilar, and you guys can find me on Twitter at _Paulina Aguilar and on Instagram at Paulina M. Aguilar. And don't forget my lovely co-hosts, ladies.
Hey, what's up? It's Angela Struck. You can find me on Twitter at @TheAngelaStruck and on Instagram and Snapchat at Angela Struck.
Hi guys, Jade Hanson. You can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at Jade A. Hanson.
I'm still digging into this song right now. I'm like singing along, getting flashbacks of high school.
Such a good episode, though.
I loved it.
I did too. Overall, give me your thoughts.
So happy we're finally getting some good competition, some good heat. People are getting hungry and fighting dirty, and it's fun to watch.
It was my favorite jungle by far this season. I felt myself like doing my little nervous ticks as I was watching.
We were just like high-fiving.
We were like, yes!
Yeah,
I heard you guys screaming.
So
and I don't even know if we were happy with it. I don't know. We'll have to talk about it, but
it was exciting
to watch for sure. Yeah.
Well, we end up with the last episode doing the challenge of the events. You have to put them in chronological order and remember certain things. So Bananas and Sarah win. From the last episode, we said this. Are we surprised?
No.
Not
at all.
No.
But I was surprised at, which I'm sure you're going to talk about, at Wes and Nany doing so terribly. Like I was surprised at who came in next.
That's what I'm more surprised at.
Yeah.
And Wes and Nany don't have really good communication, but with Christina and Nate, I put them really at the bottom of the totem pole, and they came in third.
I
was shocked by that.
Too.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I think definitely like Jen and Vince were in fourth. That was a surprise too.
Corey and Ashley too in fifth.
Do you think part of it is luck? I mean, that's all memory though.
Well, I thought Ashley kind of said she was playing the game of like, turn, check. She didn't remember it.
Right.
But I was kind of shocked that Wes didn't think of that. I mean, he always fancies himself this very political genius kind of guy. It's not that hard to figure out.
We didn't see that
you can check it as many times as you need.
No. I can kind of tell in the last week's episode, though, they weren't paying close attention in the beginning, which is kind of, I think, where it got them. You know, Nany had the one comment where it was like, the guy has the red shoes.
Right.
So
yeah.
I think that was kind of production leading you into thinking they kind of knew what was going on. But no, I wasn't too surprised by it, but you would think just from being a stronger team, being veterans, they would know, listen to what TJ said. He
Right.
said, guys,
yeah.
pay
Well,
attention.
I think that they just maybe didn't have a good memory. Wes is really good at strategizing as far as politics and who to send home and who to vote in and who to pin against each other.
And
when it comes to actual mental games, they're not up to par like Sarah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
They don't think
definitely
like that
not
either.
Sarah.
No.
Sarah's like crazy. I think she's
She's not
got
even human.
Yeah.
She has to have a photographic memory. There's
Yes,
no
that's what I was
way you
trying to
can
think of,
remember those
photographic
details,
memory.
rifle them off like she did.
Oh yeah. Can I just say how much we love TJ, and I'm sure you guys at home love him too, of his little snarky comment. You guys want a clue? No, just kidding.
know.
Just hurry the F
Get it
up.
done.
Get it done. And I don't, did he have a long day? Was he tired? I love that guy. I mean, I want him to do some motivational speeches so I can just go to all of them and get motivated or something.
I feel like the motivational speech though would be like, shut up, stop complaining, get better. Like
That would motivate me.
He's certainly not going to stroke anybody's ego.
Tell it like it is.
Yeah.
So Wes and Nany end up in the jungle, and Johnny and Sarah get the $1,000 prize money and a day trip in Mexico.
Looked like fun.
It was fun. It was beautiful. I bet. Do you guys travel? Have you guys seen water like that before?
I have traveled some. I've seen situations. I haven't traveled to where they are specifically, but I mean, that's the best.
Have you snorkeled?
Doesn't get any better than that. Yes, I have.
Yeah. So I was like, I want to go on vacation.
Yes, if
When
you
I was
guys have the
watching
chance,
that.
go and see it. It is beautiful. I've never been to that part of Mexico, but I've seen blue water like that. So they end up taking Vince and Janet, Corey, and Ashley. Now, Vince was a given. It's his cousin. I would do the exact same thing. They are a strong team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, Corey and Ashley, do you think that was the right move? Who would you take?
Well, I thought that was really interesting. I mean, Bananas is playing his game, keep your friends close and your enemies closer, and that's why he took Corey. At first, I was really fooled, like, oh, maybe he's wanting to keep them close.
But
and
his
kind of
real
bring them
enemy
in.
is Wes.
yeah, but he said, well, they've got it out in the open. They're real enemies. This was like mafia style. This is like,
it was very
yes, I'm your
scenes.
friend. I'm bringing you in. I'm taking you on the trip. And then he's like, I can't wait to slit his throat at the last second because he did it to me last season.
He's so dirty, and and then he gets on Sarah for what she did. I'm sorry, but I will never get over it. I wasn't even in the game.
I know.
But I thought I would have taken it as an insult when he tells Corey, out of the lower level,
Yeah.
you guys are the strongest. And he took it as like, yeah, bro, like,
We're number one.
you're right, we're number one. It's like, he just said you guys suck.
I didn't even get that. I mean, how can he say who's on the upper level and who's
Because
on
they're
the
not
lower?
winning. They're not winning. Look
But
at
they
the people
did
that
win.
win.
They have one,
They're a
though. They
strong
won one
team,
of the
so I would have found that
challenges.
offensive. I felt Corey and Ashley though were eating that up.
Yeah.
And, Ashley,
Oh,
I
they're-
don't ever look to her
She's
to
gullible.
reason exactly. So it wasn't.
Yeah.
But Corey seemed to really be kind of buying into
You
it.
would think that he would have sense
A
to be like,
little bit
oh,
smarter.
hey, I screwed him and Vince over last season.
But I don't think
that.
he remembered
Numbers.
that.
Yeah. Well, hey, guys, maybe we have to give it to him. Maybe Bananas is just that good of a manipulator.
He is.
Like, I mean, he's obviously
something, right?
sold Corey on the fact that they are friends and that they've got each other's back.
And I forgot that he threw them in the pit.
I did too.
I didn't even remember.
I forgot.
No.
I remembered when we saw, of course. I remember that moment being like, oh, but
But
yeah.
I think Corey is so into the moment and into having a great time and being
Yeah.
with friends and Cheyenne and all that stuff that he doesn't think outside the box. And
Yeah, he's
Johnny,
not
as
calculating.
much of a veteran as he is, he's already 10 steps ahead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think
Definitely.
that's gonna backfire.
Yeah.
Probably.
So we finally get to the challenge with the jungle, which is what I can see this
Can I say
one
one thing
every single episode. Yeah, of course.
About the vote is Jenna looked good.
She did look good.
Alright,
I like
is
how
she
she said
still
it was
with
slightly cheeky, by the way.
I
Slightly,
know.
a lot of cheeky.
Is she still with Zach? Do we know?
No,
she's not.
She announced in the beginning of last season that they broke up.
Okay, so she's got some good revenge looks then.
Right?
She's looking good. Best I've ever seen her by far.
Oh,
I
heck
was
yeah.
thinking they were still together, and that's
No.
like because he's such, an animal when it comes to working out. That I thought, oh, maybe he's like being a great influence.
No, he's
on
kind
her.
of an a-hole.
No, but like working out, like
I don't know.
at the gym. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Like
He
he's
is
fit.
very
Like
buff.
I would think
Yes,
if
he's
that was my
extremely buff.
boyfriend, I'd probably be in the best shape of my life too. You know what I mean?
Heck yeah,
Like,
Jenna makes me want to go to the gym, but I mean, between you and I, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Anyway, that was just a side note. I
Living
was
through
very
you,
impressed.
Jenna.
There was no cellulite. It was like a good look.
like a-
I was like, props, girl. Anyway,
So we're playing Hear Me Out, which way they play soccer blindfolded. Did you guys play sports?
I played soccer.
yeah, I
for
played
13
soccer.
years,
I
yeah.
didn't play that long, but I played some. I played other sports. I played baseball.
Eighth
Okay,
grade.
softball.
No, okay, so we've all played soccer here,
Yeah.
which I would be very confident, but blindfolded?
It's all about, like I said, it's
Wait,
about communication.
But
This-
Paulina, did you have accolades, and were you better than average?
I'm not going to list off my accolades.
Oh my gosh, Wes saying that
he
was the most
so cocky.
ridiculous thing
Oh,
he's
so
like-
cocky.
I'm not gonna brag, but I've had numerous accolades, and I was quite above average. Like, oh
I love
my
it,
god,
though.
Well, for
He
those
tries to be
who-
so subtle. with
What
it.
are accolades, though?
like awards,
Awards.
you know.
Oh.
And he must have gotten like that, you know.
MVP trophy
Yeah.
in 8th grade?
or
No, well,
like-
now people get trophies for losing
exactly.
and participating. That's probably what he got.
Participation award. That's what I was gonna say. Probably
He
got.
was above average,
Yeah,
though, Paulina.
he was above
So-
Yeah. I love this jungle. I can probably see it over every season because
Yeah.
it's just hard, but it's not the same. I don't know. I guess it just depends on who's playing it, but I loved it.
Well, I love how it's a combination of physical, but also you really have to work with your teammate to communicate.
That was
I
the most important.
yeah.
And Wes and Nani don't have that.
Well,
I don't think they do.
did this time. I thought that Wes really helped Nani, probably more than Nani helped Wes because he was saying he couldn't hear her at all. But I thought it was very clear that Wes helped Nani.
I think he
with
did.
direction.
I thought it was interesting too for this jungle how negatively the onlookers could be for the result. Because if you can't hear any, I think it would be so confusing, and so many people were working against Wes and Nani.
Yeah.
That I think that played a big role in it. But I was impressed. I love though when they started it off and the girls like.
I felt bad for Kellyanne actually a little bit. I know
did
she has the
too.
passion. She wanted to be there, and
She
she knew the
did.
game though. She was speaking about it before of who was playing who.
Yeah.
So I was kind of secretly waiting for Jamie and Kellyanne.
I definitely I liked them both. I wanted Devin and Cheyenne to go in. I was like, come on, get. Well, I wanted to get rid of them.
Oh no, I want to keep them.
You do?
I didn't want
want
him to go
continue
in.
seeing them play.
I do too. Well, my thing was, I thought that it was going to be when they walked in, you saw the pit, the jungle. You thought it was going to be one of the wrestling, get it in the ball, the whole first. I wanted to see the two that went in going because I thought they'd be the two most physical. But
well, definitely in terms of the jungle, I think it's the best. I'm just thinking about after this and going into the next challenge, which couples have the best chance of winning an actual challenge. To put Bananas and Vincent, which is what I want to see.
Right.
I think we may see some surprises out of Devin, though.
I think you're right.
I think he's going to be some sneaky little
manipulator.
There was some
manipulator. We need some more.
There's some good foreshadowing. He was kind of like, I want to do whatever I can.
No, and some of these rookies are
move from
these rookies are figuring it out. The only group I don't care for who haven't shown anything is Dario and
Nicole. Nothing.
They
but Dario hasn't shown anything since last season, and neither did Vince. So.
True that.
Yes. Can we just talk about how ridiculous Bananas is by being like, Jamie and Kellyanne were on borrowed time. Vince last season was the definition of borrowed time. I don't know how he got by as long as he would, I don't know. That just rubbed me so the wrong way. It's like, why is he calling them pathetic? They've done just fine. I don't think they've been pathetic, Kellyanne and Jamie. And, stop talking smack.
That's part of the game, though. You guys don't want to talk smack. I would be talking smack all day. As long as you back it up.
I have to call a spade. For him to say that they were on borrowed time when Vince is literally skating by because of Jenna.
Well, he's not going to say anything about his cousin either.
Yeah, but then, I don't know. Vince was like, yeah. I don't know. He just annoys me, Vince, because Bananas is playing the game and he's winning.
Well, yeah, and if Bananas wins, Vince wins.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. He's just skating by via
that I agree with.
Jenna and Bananas.
What did you guys think, though, about them not throwing in Dario and Nicole? Because I thought they were definitely going to do that. I was kind of surprised by the Cheyenne and Devin thing.
I wasn't, because I think he likes to keep around weak teams that he knows he can beat.
Maybe.
I believe that, too. Mm-hmm. I mean, I would keep Christina and Nate in the game.
I know, I would never throw them in.
Although they're doing pretty well.
Shockingly.
I think they have a lot of luck. I think Devin and Cheyenne is a more stronger team.
Do you really?
Than those rookies? Yes.
I don't know. I don't think that Devin and Cheyenne can perform physically, though. We saw them in that jungle. They were terrible.
I would like to see Cheyenne kind of light a fire under her, too. I never see a lot of emotion out of her. It's just it's always just, I'm going to pull the white skull or the black one. Let's see. And then... Come on, this is the moment.
Yeah, but I think part of that comes from your partner as well. You want someone to motivate you.
I guess.
He seems pretty motivating, though. I mean, he wants it. At least he's energized for it. But she's just kind of happy to be there.
Well, we see Nani won the first goal. Jamie won the second, and Wes won the third.
So exciting, though, when the ball was right in front of the goal. I loved it. I couldn't get enough of it.
I got to give it to Wes for his fight. I mean, I thought it was cool that he was like, I wanted another chance to get back in there and redeem himself, and he did. So, props for that.
Yeah, but like you said, I think the difficulty is everyone's voice is so involved. If you just pipe down, let me listen. I think that's when the selective hearing comes in.
Yeah. Yeah.
For those people who do have it.
Unfortunately, for some people, too, it can be harder to hear girls' voices. So when they were saying, I couldn't hear Nani at all, I believe them because the guys' voices from the stands are going to be bellowing over top of it.
Right.
So that would be frustrating if you were on the sidelines and being like, go left, and they can't hear you at all. I would be going nuts.
Go right, yeah. So running into walls like Kellyanne, great
shame.
moment.
I felt bad for him.
Jamie's direction giving was not great, though. He kept saying, go this way, go that way.
I don't know
that was funny. She's
Come
like,
on.
That way. I don't know
what
that
is. I felt so bad when she ran into the walls.
Yeah.
Nani and Wes win. Are you happy with that?
I think
we high-fived, so she was happy with it.
I don't know. First of all, I love Nani. I think she's really cute, and I was happy that she won. she just seemed so happy that she won. I feel like she's.
Well, I'd be happy too. I don't think she's like cute. I think she's got a lot of attitude.
She's sweet. I think she's
does have some
sweet,
attitude.
though. I mean,
Probably
she definitely has attitude and competition-wise, but she seemed to me like she was like, I felt like she really wanted to win and prove herself, and I was happy for her. It made me happy. And she was like jumping around like a little schoolgirl. And then, I don't know, I feel like Wes just makes for good TV. He's going to go
does.
like sit there and,
Exactly.
plot and scheme, and hopefully one of these teams will win and we'll get to see something really good.
Well, this
in
is
the
going to be the
jungle.
part of the game, too, where you see that strategy kind of come into play. And I think if it would have been Kellyanne and Jamie that stuck around, it wouldn't have been as interesting. And
No.
I really think Bananas and, the Vinny duo would have really been able to kind of plow them over. Especially because you wouldn't have had the Nani-Nicole partnership, which is probably
Right.
the other strongest tie in the house because
Right.
it's the only, the
They're
family
cousins.
union. So...
Do you know what I was thinking, though, you guys? That's kind of going to make this tricky for them with their idea of let's put Vince and Bananas against each other is the skulls. There's no way necessarily that... I don't think that Vince or Bananas are going to necessarily lose the next challenge, most likely. So they're just going to put them both in if they happen to win another team. And then they're probably going to have to go against a weaker team. You know what I'm saying?
I do, because even though you throw in two teams that you want, you're still depending on the skull draw.
Yeah.
And you can't cheat that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much the scheming and the plotting will really work in Wes's favor, because no matter what, one of those teams will come back. But I guess the point is you're just crossing your fingers, hoping that whoever is going against those teams.
Right. And the
will
more teams
come
that
out.
go home,
Yeah.
the more you got to play your cards. So now we're going to be seeing a lot more lying and manipulating and cheating and all
Yeah.
this stuff. And
Yeah.
so, ooh, I'm really excited for that.
Wes would be smart if he got to Corey and explained to him. I don't think he even is remembering last season, though. Like,
No.
He could remember that.
If somebody could remind
Corey?
And hey, what's
I
coming
think he
for
knows
ya?
now.
Look alive. Yeah. That could change the whole game.
Yeah, I can see that. Now let's get into some previews, because this next challenge is a little bit scary.
It's the worst.
They're
Terrifying.
buried alive. And I don't know what your worst fear, and it's actually not my worst fear either,
That's
so I don't
mine.
know. What do you,
Mine.
really?
Underground in a small space, dark.
I'm cringing
heck
right
no.
now,
I
yeah.
was like, why was it the girls? Why are the girls under the ground?
Was
Maybe
it only
they just
girls, or
supposed
did they
to.
let them choose?
Well, TJ announced like, hey, your partners are buried underground
but
behind
was
me,
it
and was all
only
the
men
guys.
standing up there? Oh, it was.
Yeah, I
It
think
was because
only
they
the
said
guys.
your partners are buried alive, and all the guys were
like,
cheering.
yeah.
You're so quick. She knew that Cheyenne was pulling the white skull
You could
just in
see
the.
it.
Oh, you can see it.
Oh, I couldn't see it. I'm just,
Oh, no.
I was looking
I'm watching
like
all that.
binoculars.
Yeah, because then I can skip
I'm just
through my
looking
DVR.
at Cheyenne's hair. How does she have such good hair all the time?
The entire
We've-
time,
Yeah.
probably.
Well, it's just like perfect.
It does look
It doesn't
good
get
all the
frizzy.
time.
I'm like, my hair would be a mess in
know.
that heat.
Well, these girls' hair is a mess in that dirt in that coffin.
I don't. That to me, I agree. It's like my worst. Claustrophobic.
So if you had to eat,
I would eat
Pig's
something.
balls.
Every time.
I would do that
Give me the
before.
balls.
Yeah, I would do that before being locked in a thing.
You
like
would take the
that.
coffin
I
over
would
the
take
balls?
the coffin. I cannot eat those things.
Have you been in a tight space like that before, though?
Not a coffin particularly. No, I don't know if I'm claustrophobic. I probably freak out, but I know that I'm gonna get out. I know that I'm not gonna get killed. I know that this isn't a real thing.
You'd have to talk yourself
through it.
You can't
have
die
to,
on
really.
television like that. So
You know what I guess
It's-
that you would do best at if you tried to fall asleep.
Or give me food.
You know what I
give me some
mean?
beef jerky. I can eat in there. Be like, dude, take
Oh
your
my
time. I'm
gosh.
good. I can go to the bathroom if I have to.
You're so
like if you're in the
crazy.
dirt.
It's
I'd
like
be
it's the
fine.
oxygen that I like.
Yeah, me
I
too.
know there's oxygen in there, but it's the fact that I
I'd
can't
freak
breathe.
out.
Like I can't.
That's
it's
my
not coming.
worst.
Oh,
Yeah.
it would absolute worst fear. Like that's how to get me off the
So
shot.
I will never be your guys' partner. No.
To be fair, this is the first coffin in like 28 seasons. So
I think we would get it done, but it would be my worst. It would be my worst. And I also don't think that Nicole's. I think this one's going to be a good one. There are going to be some people I think that maybe are like, I can't take it.
Nani freaks out.
Yeah.
She flips. So
Yeah.
that will be very exciting. Any other predictions that you guys got, or any kind of like?
Prediction.
I think Sarah and Bananas will do. Sarah's so mind over matter. Like I feel like that girl can do
Oh,
anything
she'll be
with her
fine.
head.
She'll be
so
doing
she'll be
crossword
good.
puzzles and word searches in there.
How many slabs of wood are there in this coffee?
Yeah.
She's going to be fine. She'll be good.
What do the guys have to do to get them out? Did we see that?
No, I think this is what I predict. I predict they're gonna have to find them because, well, here's the thing. I saw five headstones lined up, or 7 headstones lined up. However many teams are
they're gonna
left.
have to dig them out.
They'll probably have to dig them out. I don't know. Maybe they have to find them somehow, or answer some questions to get to them. Probably something along those lines.
Interesting.
So I guess we're just gonna have to find out. I mean, do you have any?
I'm trying to think now. I mean, I would still put it on.
Who do you want to go home?
Well, Nate and Christina, number 1.
Vince and Jenna, because I'd like to see that alliance get rocked. I'd like to see them go home.
I want to see Dario and Nicole. I feel like they're like just useless.
They just float.
Well,
Yeah,
they're gonna side though in the alliance with Nani,
Right.
so that makes it fun. I mean, if Bananas and Vince are just in till the end, they're gonna run the whole thing, like with Corey or whatever. It's
So with the house divided with Team West and Team Bananas, who are you?
I'm Team West in them, just because Bananas is a dick, and like I just feel like, come on, like let's get some
No one
new
likes
blood
dicks.
in there. And West hasn't won it forever. Neither has Nani. I don't know. West has won
Back in
years
the day.
ago,
Back in the day.
years, maybe a decade ago or something.
I'm
about
Team
you?
Bananas, honestly.
Really?
I really am.
Right.
I mean, you look at kind of like the 2 different sides, and you've got a really strong team and then like a really badly thrown together group of people. I think they're going to be fun. I like watching Sarah and Bananas compete, honestly. I think it's enjoyable to see them dominate. So maybe even from the Sarah perspective.
Yeah,
I'd
that's
like to
the
see them
truth.
win.
I love Sarah, so I
like
mean,
Sarah.
I root for it in that Sarah is on that team. But I think it'll just be more fun if that alliance gets rocked in some way.
see
Oh
him
yeah, it's so
squirm.
gonna be drama. I would pick Team Bananas. I think if I were his part, like, I would be Sarah. I would have an alliance with him, and then I would throw him under the bus at the end. Just like
Yeah.
she did. You
Me
play his
too.
game, but I would have to say Team Bananas because he wins. He gets to the top. You just have to have a plan of when he's going to strike and what you're going to do.
And
Definitely.
if you're Team Bananas, remember they did like preview, they're going to eventually maybe potentially split up and go single.
See, now
for Sarah
that-
to
really?
get their, yeah, they said that in the preview, right?
Oh, I missed that
for
one.
the mid-season, they said you could take. We talked about this. You take all the money for yourself.
You're right.
So then Sarah can take it all for herself
That
and
would be
screw him
good.
again.
Okay, so now my world is changing. I think that
Take all the money.
It's coming too late.
I definitely think that Bananas and Sarah are the best team.
Yes,
I think
they
have
are.
the best chance of winning. Nobody can question that. But then I also love Sarah. So if they're gonna split up, then woo, Sarah.
Now, if they win with the whole and they have to decide, would you take all the money or split it? What do you think they're going to do?
I think they're gonna. I think Johnny would screw her.
Yes.
And I think Sarah would not,
try
because
and
she's
not.
like, oh, we're
She's
friends
like, we're
again. I don't
friends.
want to do this to you again.
Right, but Bananas would
I think
say,
he's
you
gonna-
screwed me over last year.
yeah.
I'm taking the money. We'll reconcile next season. That's what's going to happen. And then it's going to fire up Sarah to screw him over again. So now we have this back and forth of who's going to screw who.
Now it's so sad because this episode they really had like a moment where they were like, we've rekindled our friendship over those really great looking tacos.
we were laughing over this. Have you seen
The
I've
food.
actually paid attention to the winner's meal.
Oh, yeah. Pizza,
It's
tacos.
like the most ridiculous thing. In the basket of food, they had like packages of Oreos. Like it's not. They're like, oh, you get this special
Extravagant
dinner.
meal.
I'm sure they get to choose
And
what
then-
they want.
I mean,
They
I guess,
might.
listen, I love Oreos. I'm just saying, like they try and make it look like.
It's this
It's a
extravagant
lavish
thing.
thing.
It's
Well, I
really,
don't
like-
even know what they eat in the house. Cup of noodle?
Well, we saw
what do they
because
eat?
actually I was talking about this the other day with somebody else, and because I rewatched an episode, and they had those silver kind of like catering trays out.
Right.
So I think they probably give them like spaghetti and meatballs one day and tacos
Yeah.
the next. You know what I mean? I think that they just eat like cafeteria style.
Shoot, I'd be heading for the taco truck over on the street.
I know.
I'm in Mexico. I want that. I want that Mexican food,
I
man.
think they're in
leave
the
the
middle
property.
of nowhere though. Yeah, I don't think
Probably.
they're
I
allowed
don't think
to
they're
leave,
allowed. I
and
think
I
they're
think
on
they're
the
in the middle
ground.
of nowhere.
Well, I guess you guys will have to tune in for next week. And don't forget to tweet us who team you would choose. Team Bananas or Team West. Ladies, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Jade A. Hanson.
I'm Angela Struck. You can find me on Twitter at the Angela Struck and on Instagram and Snapchat at Angela Struck.
And you guys can find me on Twitter at _Paulina Aguilar and on Instagram at Paulina M. Aguilar. Go Team Bananas! See you guys next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.